Let's be honest, a lot of guys today are exhausted. You're juggling bills, loans, rent, and still feeling like you're always the steps behind everyone else, and somewhere along the way, we got sold this idea that once you hit financial freedom, life magically becomes peaceful and easy. We grew up believing that money fixes life. But what if that story was always incomplete? And what if the real plot twist is this life after financial freedom can actually feel more confusing than the life you're grinding through right now? A lot of guys are terrified of spending years chasing the wrong goal, of becoming successful, but still feeling empty. Because if you don't understand the truth about life after financial freedom, you might climb a ladder for a decade only to realize it was leaning on the wrong wall. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Life doesn't magically fix itself. The day your bank account hits a certain number. Hey guys, John here. Welcome back to Cash Plan with John, the place where we talk money, mindset, and freedom. Your journey to financial freedom starts here. Before we jump in, quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only, never financial advice. And if you're serious about building real freedom, hit subscribe so you never miss a new video on Cash Plan with John. Today we're breaking down the real truth about life after financial freedom. What really changes, what doesn't, and how to prepare so you don't get blindsided. Stay until the end. This might completely change how you see your goals. Most guys think financial freedom magically fixes everything, but it doesn't. It actually magnifies your habits, your mindset, and even the stuff you try to avoid. If you're already scattered or insecure now, more freedom just turns up the volume. That's why getting clear on who you are internally is more important than stacking dollars externally. Now imagine waking up one day and realizing nobody is telling you what to do. No deadlines, no boss, no pressure. That kind of freedom feels huge at first, but it also hits you with this weird sense of emptiness. Without structure, the day can feel like a giant open desert, exciting but kinda scary too. And if you're already disorganized now, that freedom can turn into chaos real fast. Like Oprah says, wealth doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. And freedom works the same way. It's like staring at a blank canvas. If you don't know what you want, the emptiness becomes stressful instead of inspiring. Freedom only feels good when you have a vision, otherwise, it just exposes the confusion you've been avoiding. Here's what no one tells you, man. Once you hit financial freedom, the game doesn't end. It just switches levels. Suddenly, it's not about chasing money anymore. It's about figuring out what the hell to do with your time. And that can hit harder than you expect. A lot of guys end up drifting because they never plan for the life that starts after the money shows up. And here's the thing. The freedom hits different when your days are wide open. Slow mornings feel amazing at first, but they lose their magic if you don't know what you're moving toward. Our brains need goals, challenges, something to build. Without that, even a dream life can start feeling like a never-ending Sunday with nothing to do. That's why purpose matters, man. Like Nietzsche said, if you know your why, you can handle almost anyhow. Freedom without a mission is like having a car with a full tank but no destination. Cool for 5 minutes, then boring fast. You need something that pulls you forward. Something meaningful enough to wake you up with energy again. A lot of guys start spending more the moment they feel financially safe. It's like hitting a goal makes them think they unlocked a new level of buying power. But financial freedom isn't an excuse to inflate your lifestyle, it's a chance to stabilize it. The real move is choosing intentional minimalism, not deprivation. Imagine how much calmer life feels when your space isn't overflowing with stuff. Less clutter means less stress, more clarity, and way more control over your time and money. But a lot of guys assume freedom means buying whatever they want without limits. The truth is overbuying steals your peace faster than you think. Chuck Palahniuk said it best, the things you own end up owning you. And man, that hits different once you're financially free. Freedom is just like a garden. You can't plant everything at once, or it all turns into chaos. But when you choose intentionally, everything has space to grow beautifully. Here's the thing most guys don't see coming. when you finally hit financial freedom. People start treating you differently. Some show more respect, some get weird, and some suddenly expect things from you. And that's why boundaries matter, man. Staying grounded keeps you sane. Because no amount of money feels good if the people around you change in ways you never asked for. But here's the upside: when money stress is gone, you can actually show up better for the people you care about. You can help without feeling drained, and you can be present without worrying about bills. But don't get it twisted. Not everyone will celebrate your wins. Some will resent it, some will depend on you, and some will spin their own story about your success. There's a quote I love: success isn't just about what you accomplish, but what you inspire. And money works like a spotlight, man. It doesn't change people. It shows who they were all along. Some get brighter, some get exposed, and the real win, choosing the ones who stay true no matter how high you climb. When you finally hit financial freedom, the whole game shifts. Money stops being the biggest problem, and your emotions become the new currency you deal with every day. The real challenge becomes managing your reactions, not just your bank account. And most guys don't realize this until the pressure is already gone. Life actually feels lighter when your decisions don't come from fear or survival mode anymore. But here's the twist: the stress doesn't disappear, it just changes shape. Instead of worrying about bills, you start dealing with uncertainty, purpose, and relationships. And if you're not emotionally ready, freedom can feel heavier than the grind you escaped. There's a quote I love: mastering yourself is true power. And it hits different when you're financially free, because now you actually have to face yourself. Freedom without emotional maturity is like driving a sports car with weak brakes. Powerful but dangerous. If you want your freedom to feel good, not chaotic, you've got to build the emotional muscles to handle it. When life finally slows down, the quiet moments hit harder than you expect. Suddenly you're hearing thoughts you used to drown out with work, noise, and deadlines. And that can feel weird, even uncomfortable, because there's nowhere left to hide from yourself. But this is also the moment where you get to figure out what you actually want. With that space comes the chance to actually breathe and think. A lot of people start picking up hobbies, routines, or even therapy just to make sense of the new freedom. But they also discover that free time doesn't automatically solve everything. Sometimes it exposes what's been ignored. And that contrast is what makes this phase both exciting and uncomfortable. As you sit with yourself, you start realizing the deeper opportunities hiding inside that discomfort. Like Einstein said, there's always something valuable buried in the struggle. Freedom is a lot like silence: powerful, honest, and impossible to ignore. And facing it is what turns your next chapter into something meaningful. Here's the thing most guys don't realize: financial freedom isn't the final level. It's just the entry gate. Once you hit that number, you start noticing that money alone doesn't make you feel complete. You begin asking yourself what actually matters beyond the grind. And for the first time, you realize the real game is building a life that feels meaningful, not just profitable. When you finally have time and money, something interesting happens. You start craving purpose. You want to create, build, contribute, not just chill all day. And yeah, it surprises a lot of guys. Because freedom without direction gets boring fast. Real fulfillment comes when you use your freedom to actually do something that feels bigger than you. Like Picasso said, the purpose of life is finding your gift, but the meaning is giving it away. And that hits different when you're financially free, because you finally have the space to explore who you really are. Money is just the tool, it's not the final goal. Fulfillment is the house you're actually trying to build. Today we unpack the real truth about life after financial freedom, from identity, purpose, habits, and relationships to emotional maturity and fulfillment. Financial freedom isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of discovering who you truly are. If this video brought you clarity or shifted your mindset, hit like, subscribe, and share it. And tell me in the comments, what does financial freedom really mean to you? I'd love to hear your perspective. This is John from Cash Plan with John. Your journey to financial freedom starts here. Take care of yourself, stay intentional, and I'll see you in the next video.